Welcome back to my channel. Oh yes, in our last episode, I told you guys I will be discussing a gazette today. But I think, and I've decided as well, to merge excision and gazette in today's discussion. Why? Because you cannot prepare a gazette of a property that have not been excised. But before we move ahead, I would like you to click on the like and the subscribe button. Yes, of course, that is what I want you to do for me. Because you need more updates about the land you're about to buy. Even the land you have, you need to have more information of what it is. And I'm here to help you. It's still your most preferred real estate consultant, Favor Chukwubikem. Now back to our today's topic. What is excision? Excision is a process of legally separating a portion of land from the whole. Yes. Who are the people that does excision duty? They are the government. Like we all know, every land is owned by the government. Do you understand? Every land you know is owned by the government. And when did that started? That was when the Land Act of Decree was enacted in 1978. But before then, the traditional rulers are the ones that manages and takes over every property around them. Every traditional ruler. They choose who to give the property, they choose who to sell to. And because of the favoritism involved, every traditional ruler keeps property for his family. Keep it to himself and to his family. And it has been from one dispute to another. Then the government decided to take ownership of every land. So, as a community, you know this land belongs to your great forefathers. And you've decided to sell this land. What are you supposed to do? You go and meet the government and tell the government, blah, 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 blah. I am the owner of this land. My forefathers and great-grandfathers owns it and I want to have it. Then the government will look at the property and will be like, oh, the property, we don't need it for now. And out of the 1,000 hectares of land, we can give you guys 100 hectares. Then the government will legally separate that 100 hectares to the community or to the family for them to sell and do whatever they want to do with it. And at that process, it is being gazetted. If a land that is excised has not been gazetted, automatically it has not been given to you. And that is where a gazette comes in. So from what I have here, a gazette is a government publication that records land details, especially that excision that is granted to the community or to the what? To the family. I must say this. You don't just sell property because you claim to have it. Even when you think your fathers owns it, and now it's your turn, there are necessary things you need to do, because the government might come the next 20 years or next 15 years to say, we want to build a project here. You don't have any evidence to prove that this property is yours or is for your family. That's why excision is very important and a gazette is very important. No, you cannot get bored in my channel. It's not true. It is not true. So back to what we are saying. A gazette is the legitimacy, is a proof that the land you have or the land you've acquired is what is legit, and you are free to do whatever you want to do with it. It must be documented. Fast forwarding to tell you the two general things a gazette does. Number one, it determines the area of a land. If the government have decided to give you the 100 hectares of land, there should be an identification of where the area of land is located, the beginning and the end of that property. And all must be documented in the what? In that gazette. Number two, it gives the coordinates, which means the beacon number that separates where the land given to the family starts and what? And stop. Where your property starts from the one plot, there should be a beacon identifying this is where my property starts, this is where my land starts, and this is where the plots what end. To avoid stories that touches the heart, imagine you dragging a land with the government. Will it make sense? Or does it make sense? Or when will it make sense? It doesn't, and it won't, and it shouldn't make any sense. Don't say, now my papa give me. Your papa did not give you any land. That land belongs to the government. Anything can happen to that land. Go and request for a gazette, and to make sure that the government has no future plan concerning that particular land. This is a side talk. Let's go back to what we have today. So here are the things you must see in a gazette. Number one, the cover of a gazette must include number of the gazette, the page of the gazette, and volume of what the gazette. It must also include the date and the location it was what issued. Yeah, with what I have here, the first page of a gazette must have the logo of the country, sorry to say, and the inscription of the title must be, if it is Enugu or Abuja or Lagos, it should be Lagos State of Nigeria Official Gazette. Underneath, it must have the number, volume, page, date, and the location it was signed into law. The inner page will show the description of the area or village excised and the number of the acres or hectares of land excised to the village, and also where the boundaries of the beacon starts and stops. Hope this makes sense. It's a very must to know. You must know it. There is this question that I must answer. What if you want to just buy from a real estate developer, or you want to buy from an individual? How do you know that this land has a gazette? Very simple. Consult a surveyor in the business. It is simple. Let the surveyor goes to the surveyor's general office to check if this land is in the hands of the government for use, or it has been given over to the individual or community for what? For their own use. It's simple. Consult a surveyor. He will be the one to do the research for you. He goes to the surveyor's general office and make inquiry to know if this land has been excised and if it has a gazette. With that, you can know, yes, the property I'm about to buy is what? Legit. And don't be lazy. Most investors in Nigeria are lazy to make inquiries. If you are lazy to make inquiries, consult people that are into the business to help you make the inquiry, and they should show you evidence that this is what? Legit, before you go into any business transaction. So with this few knowledge shared, hope you now understand what a gazette and excision means. And in my next episode, I will be discussing about a power of attorney. Some people ask if it's a document or not a document. I'll clarify that in our next episode. Don't forget to like and to share. Of course, share to those that needs to to be informed. Don't be stingy with this kind of information, because every land investor needs to know diaspora and within Nigeria. Thank you. See you in my next episode. Bye.